Hello, Maria. You have the perfect lighting. Every time your lighting becomes better, you look better every time, and I look
Oh,
worse. You
thank
see?
you. Oh, thank you,
Yes,
Alex.
because I am, yes. We go reverse. You go better, I go worse. So I'm
Oh,
right now in Athens, Greece. So, but I'm very happy to have this live stream and to talk about this very interesting topic today, customer support. And I would say customer support 2024 compared to customer support in the year 2000, for example.
oh, interesting.
Every year the line goes down for me. It's a slope that decreases.
Really. So you feel like the client is no more put in, a top center for the companies that are serving them anymore?
Uh, well, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. But I have to say this. First of all, the clients, everybody's pushing his luck. That depends on the tolerance of the client.
Yeah, that's
To
true.
give you an example, because I was also part of the little family in the past. I mean, not family, the little company, which is a notoriously bad company internationally. Okay, so those guys, as a hard discount center, they want to reduce the cost of the personnel. So they put like, on little, you have always a huge line. So what is the answer to that? The answer is open like another cashier, another one or two, so that you reduce the line,
Mm.
so that everything goes faster. But as long as you don't complain and as long as you swallow what they do to you, and as long you tolerate that, then those guys, next time that they have two lines with 10 people each line, they're going to put one line with 20 people and going to say, okay, let them wait there. Why should we spend that money?
Yeah.
So that is one thing. It's the tolerance from the client side. The second thing that I find it always, I feel it went downwards, is that as technology got inside customer support, um, on purpose or maybe not on purpose or as a combination of both, technology started to replace humans in customer support.
Hmm.
What most of the times, at least, is something that doesn't work good. And especially the last years with the application of AI, which is an amazing technology, of course, but still, I feel an AI cobot
Yeah.
cannot give me the answers that the
Yeah.
human is going to give me.
Mm.
And I get these canned responses. Now, that can be frustrating. It can be tragic as well.
Mm.
Because what I notice many times is you call, for example, the social security, right? I can handle technology and I can handle cobots and automated response, and I know how to navigate. But imagine an older woman or an older man calls there and they tell them, they start this tape. To do this, press one. To do that, press two. And you press one, two, and no, now press three and four. And if you, or the even worse is they use this voice recognition
Mm.
system, and you say, for example, accountant,
And they
and
don't
say,
understand your accent.
oops, I didn't understand what you said. You speak now with Scottish accent. No, speak with London accent, Oxford accent.
Yeah.
And at the end, you hang up. I mean, it's ridiculous. You
Yeah.
know, so yeah, I don't know. How is your feeling, Maria?
Yeah, I think I agree with you on a lot of this. I know because I experienced through my mom, who's 86 and who has to go through these loops. And she's pretty tech savvy. She uses WhatsApp. She has
Yes.
a computer. She has a laptop. She sends emails. She goes on Facebook. So she, for someone her age, she's pretty good at it. But even though she gets very frustrated with these kinds of things because she doesn't understand them, but even for, I think, anybody, I personally, anytime I have to, it's very rare that I reach out to a customer service I always start with a chatbot. Obviously, you try, but it's very rare that I get an answer that satisfies me, that I don't have to, in the end, speak to somebody. But to be fair, probably there are a lot of people that tend to pick up their phone for everything and anything.
Of
And
course.
I think the idea behind these are to sort of weed out those kind of requests that are always the same, like what time do you close, what time do you open, the silly questions that you could find by yourself, but people are too lazy. So I get it on that side, and I do get that it makes it more efficient. However, you do lose on customer experience and service, and there's not many companies, I think, who do it well. There are some that do it well, but not that many. And I mean, I grew up working in the luxury business, so customer experience is everything. But I have to say that I did notice with you know, internet and online sales coming, you know, into the world, well, everything is pushed back more and more on the customer. The prices are not going down, they're going up, but the customers are still going, having to do more and more themselves, where before they were getting a service that they, you know, that they were fine to pay for. So there has been a change in the world where before the customer service was like, we do everything, the customer is king. And now is like, there's a lot of it that you have to do yourself.
But,
You have to
yeah,
go in,
but
do
you
your
know why?
print out your own invoice. You have to go in and find this. You have to go and register your shipping. You have to put your credit card. Before, everything was done for you. So there's been a shift on the customer service end.
But that is the customer's fault, Maria. It's the customer's fault because they're the airliners, for example. Okay, I mean, when I was a young boy, I was traveling by plane. That was a luxury travel.
Yeah.
Now, let me comment also on the fact that you could even smoke inside the plane or smoke a
I remember
cigar.
that was not, that was I sat beside you probably smoking a cigar, but I did
Yes,
not like that. It was not
yes,
a
but
good.
I mean that is to exaggerate a little bit. But
Yeah,
what you were getting, the service that you had was amazing, and
yeah.
I think those
But that's what you paid
companies,
for. You paid the experience also
you pay the
at the
experience.
time.
But you know what I see, because I had this argument with my mother in Spain recently, because I go to a restaurant, and it was what kind? It was like a big like kind of not McDonald's, but something like in
A
that
chain,
direction,
a
a
chain.
chain of exactly. So, and I ate, and I didn't brought the dish back. That is something that I do that on purpose. It's not that, I mean, if like there is a solo woman, let's say, working in a store, it wasn't Starbucks, it was Starbucks.
Okay.
Okay. So Starbucks, they are super expensive. They charge you for that coffee like €6, where another store costs like maybe half the money, or even maybe even less.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a nice place. I like Starbucks a lot. However, if you expect me also to bring to you guys back to the, I mean, nothing against they play, they
No, but,
take advantage
yeah,
of
but
your social.
that's what they figured out. They can charge you more, and you're still doing the work for them.
Exactly.
It's like there's
They
been a
take,
shift somewhere.
you know, civic courtesy is a card that a lot of companies or people play. They take advantage of your civic courtesy
Hmm. Yeah.
in their favor. So
Yeah.
you feel bad because you are a nice person, and if you are, let's say, in this little cafe where is this solo woman there and she does 100 things, I mean, it's a nice and polite thing to bring it back.
Mhm.
I do that with pleasure. But if Starbucks expects me the same, no, I leave it there.
Yeah.
And I leave it there. Let them hire one person more.
Mm.
Doesn't matter. I think they earn enough money to can afford that.
Yeah. But I think what I've seen also a lot, and I got really sometimes very angry with, some of these big companies are really taking advantage by the fact that now they have so many customers that they don't care that their service. I mean, one example for me is British Airways. I think the worst service I've ever had. They've cancelled so many of the planes I was taking, to get a refund takes months and months. You have to chase them like daily. They tell you haven't sent, you have to resend them, you have to submit everything, you have to do everything to try and get a refund, even though they're the ones who made the mistake and canceled your flight several times and forgot to tell you. And the whole experience from beginning to end, total nightmare. And I've heard this from many people, and I've experienced it several times myself. You would think that something like British Airways would be able to, have a good customer service. That I've had better customer service from from EasyJet than from British Airways, but they don't seem to care. They don't seem to care, and they
Yeah.
just continue. And I think there's a lot of big corporations like that are like, well, we don't care. We lose one client, we find another one. Um, you know, they have maybe monopole on certain routes. They know you're going to have to take them, so they don't care that much. And I think we've lost something with that. That before, the customer was, the king. And I'm not saying that's always the right thing to do, but at least you felt that you were treated with consideration when you were bringing your business somewhere. Now the problem is there's so much competition. There's so many people that they don't care. They know that, you go, somebody else will come. I think this is a great way for any business to differentiate themselves with their customer service. If you give an excellent customer service, I'm ready to pay more for a better customer service for exactly the same thing.
I
And I,
think that
and
is
I and
also,
I will stay loyal to a brand that treats me with respect and correct, and that's
yes.
responsive and follows up. I will stay loyal to them and I won't go anywhere else. I mean, if I could take Virgin Atlantic to travel the world, I would. They're one of the best, flight.
Yes. But people need to understand not everything is monetary. You understand? So
Yeah,
it's for example, what regards customer service, I find Amazon has an amazing customer service.
yeah,
My experience with Amazon is fantastic. It's really incredible. The airliners, most of them, they have a very bad customer service. They disrespect. They are totally horrible.
mm,
But also, it's also responsibility of the customers to. I mean, how much are you willing to tolerate?
mm,
And not everything. I mean, gladly I will pay something more.
mm.
It's not.
But not everybody can. Not everybody can. And sometimes you don't have a choice. If you want to take a plane from one place to another a certain date or so, there might not be another option. You have to do that.
Yes,
So
yes, yes, and many
there are
times it's
situations. There are many situations where they know that you can't do differently. So
yes, yes, but I mean certainly what you say it's correct, but that is partly true because I mean you need to understand it's not everything. It's I mean I'm willing to pay more, not extremely more, of course,
yeah,
but I'm willing to pay more
me
for
too.
something that I like and
Yeah, me
treats me
too.
well.
Yeah,
But as you said before, and that's the critical point, is that they are so big, they make so much money,
yeah,
they don't really care about you. You
yeah,
are
yeah.
nothing, just a number, and that's very sad.
Mm,
And I prefer is this what it's being posted on online the many times the last years. It says when you go and buy in your local business, you don't support a big capitalist or you support a guy that has a family and he's going to
yeah,
buy a present to his kid.
yeah,
And I mean, doesn't matter. Go there and pay a little bit more.
yeah,
I'm aware I'm
yeah.
paying a little bit more, but it's okay.
Yeah. No, agreed. I mean, definitely supporting. Well, if you don't support your local, your local stores, well, what's going to happen is they're all going to become Starbucks. They're all going to disappear, and you'll only have Starbucks around you, and McDonald's, and all these chains. But that's what is happening. There's not that many, little shops left, and as you say, if locally you don't, in your area, in your neighborhood, you're not supporting them, well, they can't survive.
Yes, but what regards the technology that we mentioned before, there's one part of technology that I think it improved and gave a lot of. It's something that I like it a lot. It's the live chat that I have with customer support of various companies or various tools that I use, and I can have a human being answering my questions in the middle of the night because maybe they are probably based somewhere else in the world, but it doesn't really matter. And I have a human being that can answer my chat.
Yeah.
Um,
I have to say I always hated phones. So the
yes,
fact that I can go online, book my appointments, whether it's whatever, it's my hair appointment, my dentist, my flight, that I can go and do things online all myself, choose my time when I want to go, everything without having to interact with a human being is something I think it's maybe a bit of an introvert thing, but it's definitely something I love. I love that I have that freedom to do that, and that I don't have to get on the phone with somebody and wait for them to answer me and back and forth, and I can just go in and do it myself. That's something that I wouldn't change.
I find it fantastic buying on Amazon. So I
Yeah.
find it. I mean, I make almost all my purchases on Amazon. Um, but there are some points, some weak points, and hopefully, in the whole AI story, I think it's overinflated. I think it's a new toy. It's not really. I mean, at least at this point,
Yeah, I
it's
think
not
it's
the
quickly going
magical
to become.
solution, right? It's being presented like it's the magical solution for solving all issues. It is not.
Mm.
It might become in the future, and when we are in the stage of Terminator 2, you know, the
Huh?
when the robots take over the world.
I'll be
So
back.
maybe then they're going to think better than we do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, but definitely, I think even even in small shops, you go in and I get very annoyed personally because I've worked, as I said, in the luxury industry where there's an expectation of a level of excellence and service that you get. I always get very annoyed when I walk into a shop, whatever it is. Doesn't matter what the shop is. It doesn't have to be. I'm not talking about luxury brands, but any shop, and you're standing maybe at the cashier waiting to pay, and the two women are like chatting together and ignoring you, or then they just, cashier, don't say hello, don't look at you in the eyes. It drives me crazy. I'm like, this is so disrespectful. I'm in front of you, I'm a customer, and
But
even if
but
I was, I'm a person. like don't
but
ignore
but,
me.
but let me interrupt you
It
here
drives me
because
crazy.
it drives you crazy. But let me tell you this: that it's a lot also cultural.
Oh, but
It's
I've seen this all over the world, huh? Just to be
But
clear.
what impressed me in Spain when I first came to Spain is that everything is so slow. The customer, everybody is so slow. They don't do it on purpose. But you are
That's
on the cash machine on the supermarket, and there's this lady talking with the cashier, and they ignore you like you don't exist, and you are behind with the bags. And how are your kids? Did they study? I mean,
Yeah,
okay, can you have this conversation another time? Now I'm waiting here.
yeah.
And I saw, I mean, every country is kind of different. The best customer support that I ever had in my life was in Mexico. I can tell you this. United States is also fantastic because they
Well, they're
chase the people.
motivated.
They
Yeah,
are amazing. They are
they're
really
motivated. Mm.
very, very, very good. Now in Greece, they are good, but they have some particular um, characteristics that are being misunderstood from
Mm.
other Europeans. Okay,
Such as,
so
such as.
such as they don't use please and thank you a lot. So you go to the store, you say Marlboro, and then the guy takes the cigarettes, he throws you the cigarettes, you throw him the money, he throws the change, and that's the interaction. But he doesn't do it on a
Yeah,
on an insultive way because
that's the way it is. Yeah,
it's the way it is. But I mean, it's being perceived from
yeah.
I don't know other
Yeah, no,
Europeans.
it's a cultural difference, definitely. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the Germany, I mean, it's also a disaster. I mean, it's. I
Well, I
mean,
think to be fair, I think there's good and bad everywhere. I've seen a lot of different things in different places. So
absolutely, absolutely. It's also a personality.
yeah,
It's but there are cultures that are more.
yeah, more custom, more person centric, and more aware of being
Yes,
respectful and speaking to the person. Yeah.
they know. They know how to. I was with my accountant like some days ago in Spain. This guy is fantastic, fantastic. So if I had a big business running, I would put him in charge of
Yeah.
of the public relations. An amazing guy. I mean, the way he greets you, the way he treats you, the everything amazing,
Makes you feel
amazing
special. Yeah,
customer support. He has it inside. You can tell this guy loves it.
yeah, yeah.
Let me say something here because I don't know if you were aware about this recent event that happened with Arnold Schwarzenegger in Germany. Did you hear about
No,
it?
no. What did Arnie do?
Okay, what did this guy do? So Arnold went from California to wanted to go to Austria because he's Austrian
Mhm.
to participate in a charity for I don't know for what purpose, but a charity. So he landed in the Munich airport and he had inside his bag a watch that costed $26,000 that he didn't declare.
Ooh,
Ooh, exactly.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And they caught him and they wanted even to put him handcuffs
They
in
wouldn't
order
have
to.
big enough handcuffs.
Yes, but I find that it's a
But
typical example of a person that
well,
it's an idiot. I mean, the guy that did
well,
that.
yes, and especially since he's traveling with his personal belongings, I believe you can. But there are things you need to do when you're walking around with
No,
that kind of.
I don't doubt the fact that I mean it was probably illegal what he did because he had to
But
declare. But I
he
mean,
wasn't bringing the watch in to sell it. He was transiting to
he brought the
Austria.
watch. He should have declared the watch. That is the thing. So I don't doubt the legality of the thing, but the conversation now is not about the legality. It's you have the governor of California, one of the most influential
Yeah, he
people
wasn't
around
coming
the
in.
planet.
He wasn't coming in to try and sell the wash on the black market. He was
No,
traveling with
yes,
he was
and
traveling with his personal belongings.
and the watch, I mean, 26,000 euros. I mean, it might be very expensive for us, but for
For him,
somebody like Arnold, it's nothing.
no.
And I mean, obviously, Arnold doesn't want to do anything illegal, right?
Yeah,
I
of course
mean,
not.
instead to embrace him, offer him a coffee, tell him Arnold that was not proper, but
Then
we're
he'd
going
be
to.
the guy who arrested Arnold
I mean,
Schwarzenegger.
you
Oh
go
my
to
God.
arrest Arnold. I mean, this guy, this German policeman there, or officer, or I don't know, this guy had to be a complete idiot.
Yeah. Well, there are a lot of those too.
I mean,
Unfortunately,
it's
I've
insane.
seen a few.
It's insane. It doesn't fit in my mind. It doesn't fit in. How can you have a celebrity like that? I mean, if he goes to the Oktoberfest, Arnold, he's going to attract 10,000 Americans that are going to spend their money there.
Yeah.
And you treat him like that? I mean, insane. Some people, they don't understand. They have.
Also, some people you give them a little bit of power and they go crazy.
Exactly.
Put a uniform on the wrong person, I can tell you.
I experienced that. I know that.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be a police uniform. It can be like
Oh, no, 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 no,
a
no.
car a car guardian for a
Yes,
parking, and suddenly they feel like they're the sheriff in town. So
yes, yes, yes. Incredible.
yeah, no,
Incredible. I'm always astonished and surprised about how people's behavior change.
yeah. No, I think it's personally, I feel that giving a great customer service to your clients is something that can really help you in your business, because it will differentiate you so much from so many businesses, the big ones who don't care, some others that don't know what it looks like, And if you're able to do that, you're really in a great place, because if you go for excellence, your clients will notice it.
But I think, Maria, everything starts from the head, and I see in many big corporations, the people that decide who who to hire for which role many times are not competitive enough to take such decisions.
Are not
So,
competent. Yeah.
not yes, yes. Excuse my English. So English is not my first language, but
Yeah.
thank you for correcting me. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I face that many times. So you have somebody there that is the decision maker on taking decisions that are too much for him,
Mm.
and everything is anonymous, and then all this doesn't have good outcomes.
Mm. Yep.
So let's hope customer support 2025 is going to start to going a little bit up.
Oh, 24 already. Let's do 24. We'll just start the year. We still
Oh,
have.
yeah. Sorry. Yeah, yes. You're right. We
No,
are at
don't
the beginning
make us
of
do the year.
the.
We lost
Let's
you with the pandemic.
let's
We're good.
hope the curve is going to start getting up.
Yeah.
I think things are getting a little bit better,
Yeah.
and I think many companies have realized that.
Good. Glass half full, Alex. Oh,
Yes,
who are
and I
you?
think
What have you done to Alex?
no, and I think that the possibility that you can source that out. I mean, you can have a chat support in
Mm.
India, right? They are very nice people. Indians, they are very polite, very nice. They are not expensive, right? I mean, I think every company can afford to have a decent customer support overseas.
Mhm.
And I met a lot of Indian people which are very nice, very smart, very competitive, with a lot of soft skills.
Mm.
And I think it's a good place for such a business.
Okay. Good to know.
But the Greeks I wouldn't hire because they have this attitude, which is misinterpreted many times. The intentions are good, but the outcome is not very good.
Okay. Noted.
Good, very good, Maria. So thank you for today's conversation. And in the next one, I will be back in my
Be back home.
headquarters in Barcelona.
Looking forward to seeing you there.
Thank you. Bye
Bye.
bye.